Turning now to the tropics, where we're watching an area of interest in the Gulf of Mexico. Meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees is standing by. And Brittany, could the Carolinas be impacted?
Tradisha, we're almost certain that we're going to see some type of impact from this tropical system, but it's largely going to be rain. It kind of just depends on where exactly it sets up, how much rain we get. Now, before we get to that system, we do have a quick update for you on Tropical Storm Franklin. Still a tropical storm and is expected to stay off to sea. We do have a cold front that's going to keep that away from the East Coast. But if you do have plans to head to the beach this weekend, know that there is a moderate risk for rip currents from pretty much coastal Virginia all the way down toward Myrtle Beach. It gets a lot lower the farther away you are, of course, from Franklin. But this is the area shaded here in red that we are watching for potential tropical development. It is literally right there just east of the Yucatan Peninsula, expected to move into the Gulf of Mexico as early as today. Right now, it has a high chance of development over the next 2 to 7 days. So that means that a tropical depression or named storm will be likely potentially by the end of the weekend. Now, model clusters are still pretty good on the fact that the Big Bend of Florida all the way really to northwestern parts of the panhandle are most likely to see a direct impact or direct landfall from the system. But notice outside of that, we do have a lot of uncertainty. So what can we tell you here in the Carolinas? Well, we're going to see rain. It just depends again on how much. Tropics, of course, largely impacted by this model comparison. You can see the GFS and the European models start off pretty good agreement, but then things do get much different. The European tends a little bit closer to Tampa, whereas the GFS likes the northwestern panhandle. Now, notice that because of the trajectory there of that system, we would likely see some kind of rainfall impact from this. And so we're talking about multiple inches of rain, especially for the upcoming week. We'll talk a little bit more about exact rainfall totals here coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. But just know that if you're hearing this name, if you do start to see some things on social media, we are not going to get a direct landfall by any stretch of the imagination, but we are going to get some rain likely from this system.
We'll see it'll come on.